neural network in Google, 22 hidden layers in their network. ChatGPT, 96 hidden layers in their neural network. Unbelievable. So, yes, a lot of benefits. So, yes, no doubt that they actually, neural networks in the future as well can actually deal with any computational task, and maybe with greater processing power than the human brain in the future. Edge computing as well, I already mentioned about that, is very well known here. So we will allow small devices through microcontrollers to actually be of course, etc. Very high speed, low latency to become more efficiency and also have the benefits of artificial intelligence. Edge computing, really, really important. Personal assistance, yes, I mean, sorry, I don't know how popular chatbots are in Pakistan. Chatbots in Pakistan, you have a lot of them. Google Home, Alexa, you have chatbots. Panasonic G810. I mean, I have for a number of years, I'm actually talked to Alexa, talked to my chatbots about a number of things. Is evolving more and more things. So in the future, I don't know. Would you like to have a chatbot who will advise you? For instance, oh yes, your friend so-and-so, Sasha, will have a birthday coming next week. He will advise you what gift to buy. Would you like that? Yeah, I mean, so all sorts of things, personal assistance. Also in terms of the interaction between artificial intelligence, virtual reality, and really the world. So the potential of AI and virtual reality is going to create a revolution in terms of our lives. Because more and more immersive interaction. And will bridge more and more the gap between machines and human beings. And again, commands, using NLP, human-like manner, etc., apply to any situation. Augmented reality as well. We don't need to carry more mobile phones. We don't need to carry more digital watches, headphones. We have now the appearance of glasses, biotechnology, sensors, cameras, and you can actually do that. In fact, you don't need any of these hardware. So maybe by about 15 years, or even early, neural interfaces and augmented reality will be so advanced that people will perceive the world around them in a very different way, especially with a lot of contextual information. And that is, again, a big advance. Metaverse, I don't know how many of you like metaverse. You like metaverse? You like metaverse? Have you been to metaverse? Yeah? No. Have you been to any virtual environment before, like, Second Life or anything like that? Sorry? You like the metaverse? Okay. So, I mean, again, people talk a lot about metaverse. There's a lot of hype about that. But again, it's a conversion between the real physical world and the digital world. And, for many years, I have people and I have students, MBA students, that create their avatars. In fact, there is actually avatar research as well. Interesting is a new cultural epoch that we are entering now. IoT, yes, just to have an idea, at the moment, 2023 last year, there were 1 trillion sensors in the world. 1 trillion. So everything is connected. Yes, this will be the basis for the Internet of Things. And again, we need to be careful because in terms of sustainability as well, this will enable more, efficient use of resources, energy, water, etc. But we need to be concerned about privacy. I remember that recently I was in Prague, Czech Republic, to give a keynote speech, and the gentleman who was next to me, also very Professor Osiak, he is doing a lot of studies about the impact of Internet of Things on privacy, on personal encroaching. And he reckons that when we have full-blown Internet of Things, 70% are vulnerable, or vulnerabilities in terms of privacy. We need to be careful. But it's nice, like your fridge to tell you, you're running out of milk. Would you like that? Yeah. And would you like that to go further and say, I will order milk for you? Yeah. So it depends very much on how we're going to use it. Haptic technology, incredible. This is in Finland, #1 company called Silsec. Haptic comes from Greek, means the feeling, the sense of touch. okay? And you can touch something, haptic technology. It's incredible, even nowadays, they have developed what we call ultra haptics. Mid-air, you send something. And this is incredible. So, a lot of industries are actually applying them. The car industry is applying them. They say that in 2 years from now, your steering wheels depend very much on your haptic, on your touch. They can vibrate, they can alert the driver, etc. if you want higher than that. Cognitive computing, I already mentioned about that, very important. Mimicking, emulating human intelligence. And this will pave the way to effective computing. The work by Rosalind Picard from the MIT and the team that works for her is incredible what they've been doing in terms of effective computing. Identifying human emotions, and they get a novel interaction between machine and human beings. And of course, impacting computing. The example I just gave you about mood-aware technologies, changing things completely. Bilal, would you like the fridge to tell you? Not that you are very fit anyway. But, you should actually go to a diet and eat more and have more, yogurts and see. Would you like to have the fridge to tell you? So, again, examples of these mood-aware technology, etc. So, in the future, also we link our brains with artificial intelligence. So, we'll have infallible memory. So, the part of the brain here, the hippocampus, will be improved for human beings. We'll have brain-to-brain communication. We have nowadays brain uploading to the internet and then downloading, and you can have brain-to-brain. You can have Jizam communicating your thoughts to Sanya. Would you like that? Or you are in concern? That's fine. So, body extensions. Again, there are some people that predict that we're going to have cyborgs walking the streets in about 8 years from now. 2035 we'll have. So, people with body extensions. But it's true, because people become more and more, you can be 85% biology, 50% technology. There are all sorts of things to repair parts of your body. One of the most interesting developments is called nanorobots. Nanorobots that travel to your arteries, to the blood, to repair parts of your body. So again, enormous possibilities in the future. Neuromorphic computing, again, computing technology that actually mimics how neurons operate. And what is interesting, again, I'm sorry to talk about my work in neuroscience. The issue is that a synthetic neuron is much, much faster than a biological neuron. And 3 major groups in the world are working on that, obviously in Switzerland, in Lausanne, and in Zurich, and another one in the States, about mimicking and replacing every part of the brain with synthetic neurons to understand that. So, again, neuromorphic systems. So this is what I call the new science of intelligence. So, these, from a theoretical point of view, this combination of neuroscience with computational neuroscience, you can, create abstract concepts, programs, routines, usually things that are related to human beings. This will have impact on science and mathematics, etc. So, finish the part of technologies that, Rizwan asked me. Now we're going to talk a little bit very quickly about academic excellence, especially for Khalil. So, the future of higher education in a very disruptive world is changing completely. So, the golden age of universities is really past nowadays. We have rising costs. I was discussing last night with Sanya and she's about, this was 2 days ago in Britain. They are lowering the standards of entry to universities for undergraduate degrees. They have top universities like, could be Glasgow, could be Oxford, etc. They're asking for AAA or AABB, and now they are lowering their standards to CC, etc. for foreign students because they pay a lot of money. And British students, they still have to do AAA or AABB. It's incredible. So, yes, funding challenges, and of course, new technology, micro-credentials, depending on people that actually are offering badges, micro-credentials, etc. So it's actually an incredible change. And also the power of the students. They learn when they want, where they want, what they want, etc. They bundle, they have sometimes better access to knowledge than the lecturers. Recently scholars think that excellence in education related to students, with research, simulation of knowledge, stable technologies, activities related to scientific and civic life of society, etc. But more and more universities are concerned about ethical considerations. So again, bias, use of artificial intelligence, issue of privacy of data, etc. And they are really concerned, and a lot of universities in the States and Europe are also joining the bandwagon and launching themselves credentials, alternative credentials. So traditional degrees are facing a number of competitors nowadays, and we'll see more and more micro-credentials, badges, etc. Module. And chunks of education. Virtual augmented reality as well being implemented. Again, the issue about sustainability is important. More and more environmental concerns are more or less passing on the message universities to integrate environmental sustainability issues in their curricula. A lot of information overload. This has to be critical. More and more we need to develop the critical thinking to be able to filter and to screen that overload. Publishing models is changing more and more, not just open access, but in terms of community-driven platforms, etc., peer review, and of course a number of issues, studies that relate to global crisis that we are facing. And technology. The University of the Future has to face with all this huge transformation, education 4.0, in terms of AI, in terms of robotics, not just 3D printing, but 4, 5, 6, 7, 8D printing, etc. These are a number of terminologies and concepts that are starting to be adopted by university. So, intelligence per se will be a far richer concept in the future, no doubts about that. We're not talking about academic knowledge or IQ tests. We're talking about really artificial intelligence and intellect working in a kind of a complementary mode. I've got examples of programs like Century and Alelo that actually are personalizing learning based on artificial intelligence. So can society adjust to this incredible advanced artificial intelligence? Well, we need to be careful. But will be the first time in history that actually anything more than you or other than humans are developing these new technologies. So it depends very much. We have to wait and see. Social change is incredible. Again, universities, higher education using all these things, and again, especially addressing the new generations. So it's not only millennials, we're talking about the Z generation, we're talking about the Alpha generation, we're talking about the COVID, the resilient generations that are appearing. They want this transformation, technological transformation. And we are building this immersive and global and network computing based on all these technologies. But human element has to be there. The human rhythms has to be there as well. So in higher education, very important. I mean, another seminar that very kind of Sebastian asked me to do about developing teaching. I'll be talking about there's all sorts of platforms in artificial intelligence for assessing students, developing speeches, etc. So to provide feedback. So again, and of course more and more virtual learning environments. Personalized learning as well. Knowing so much about the student that we're actually molding the teaching and the content to help any weaknesses of the path of learning. Virtual reality, artificial intelligence, all that I already told you. But it's interesting because AI can actually personalize, can actually adapt the content and to learning style to the different cohorts of people. Metaverse, I already told you. I mean, this is an example that I know well because the Vice Chancellor can start giving you a MetaQuest 2 headset at the beginning of the semester, and when you finish, you return the headset, and you enter this digital campus. You have classes, you attend classes, you go to student lounge, you go to the garden areas, and you can interact with each student, with each other, almost like a physical university. Enormous possibilities of entering these trips, historical trips, etc. So, again, Lina, although you are very senior, you are an academic, would you like your students to enter this virtual university to the world? Will be an interesting experience, yes, I mean, obviously. So, again, all this technology, I'm not going to bother you about that. You can then read that if you want, if you have interest about artificial intelligence systems. Yes, I mean, in terms of large language models, ChatGPT and others are good at explaining concepts more precisely. There is a time lag. Sometimes they give you all the explanations up to a year ago. Sometimes you have to be concerned about the sources and the feasibility and the truth element that the advice that you are getting. But of course, they lack originality, they lack frequency sometimes, and they're not reliable for total accuracy, etc. So again, to shift the curriculum design, learning objectives, we need also to have more formative assessment of students and not just the examinations at the end and what we are used to, summative assessment. And this is interesting because I saw some experiments about using personal learning agents. So software as kind of mediators with the student using the semantic web. So you have a whole semantic path. You've got all these tags, social tags, contents, cohorts of elements and concepts, and you can actually help the student. So these agents, run on a personal computing device, are constantly monitoring the content streams and updating information to benefit the student. So in the future, again, technological integration, we spoke about that, and there also, I mean, yesterday in our group, including Lina and the people that were there, we talked a lot about platforms that actually help academic research. And they actually use that hands-on looking at these platforms. Now this is one. Neuroeducation, I mentioned, obviously, is interesting, a lot of ethical challenges. But, yeah, I mean, are we going to have in the future this brain-computer interface in terms of teaching, and to monitor your brain as I am teaching, monitor not in terms of control, but actually to adjust? Well, maybe. Again, academic research to end this bit will be more interdisciplinary. The power of big data research will be there. More and more the globalized research. Again, big data, blockchain. This is important because blockchain, advances in blockchain technology or cryptography, if you will, is going to create a revolution in terms of data security, in terms of integrity in academic research, and credibility, reproducibility, all that can be given through blockchain. Again, this I brought this because it's a Pakistani. I didn't know he was Pakistani, but of course, same name, Bilal. What is Bilal? He's no longer here, but anyway. Bilal is a Pakistani-born postdoctoral researcher at the University of Southern Denmark, and showed how he managed to use ChatGPT to write a very good outline and to have a paper to be published. So we start asking the large language model chat about specific concepts related to his research, about authors, about citations, about ideas, to give a kind of a guideline. And then he said, okay, I've got a good idea of the project. And then he was able to do a journal article based on the guidance of ChatGPT, Bilal, Mushtaq Bilal. In terms of models, more in terms of training management and in terms of research, we know already interdisciplinary research. One important thing here that I not mentioned is more crowdsourcing, more what I call citizen science projects. This can actually be related to Arabella as well. More involvement of the community. And of course, environmental factors, very, very important. In terms of management, in terms of marketing, especially for science, more data-driven, big data analytics, etc. And again, more innovation. Everybody talks about innovation. Saba, innovation. Okay, you as well. Rabia, everybody's innovation, everybody's entrepreneurship. Yes, we're going to have more of that. Last week, I will advance this quickly because of the time that Professor Bastid asked me was. So, let's talk about technology, emerging technology advances, which we covered, the issue about academic excellence, and now the issue about sustainability. Well, farewell and thank you, farewell, and thank you. So, fossil fuels, huge amount of movements against fossil fuels, and welcome solar age, definitely. But important above all is people talk a lot about sustainability, but not always what I call sustain agility. put your money where your mouth is. And for that we need governance. We need corporate governance. So a prerequisite in terms of attaining sustainability goals. So we need to develop a culture of caring about social responsibility. We need to have transparency. You need to have availability of information, interaction with lawmakers, etc. So supporting managers, employees, supply chain, stakeholders, etc. So again, lots of stuff in terms of renewable energy, circular economy, mitigating the climate change, and of course adapting. So these are all areas of research that are happening at the moment and will be increased in the future. Also the emergence of what I call eco-friendly technologies. How about that? You can have a compared life cycle assessment of traditional sustainable technologies. You can have the conservation of biodiversity. You be concerned about waste management, for instance. All these specific arenas where environmental research is taking place.